love, and light. I'm super grateful to be here. This call will be pretty quick. I want you guys all to learn about the cash flow quadrant. So that's why I wanted to come here today on this live stream and just talk about the cash flow quadrant. If you guys are here live, amazing, super grateful for you guys. Make sure to drop what it is that you guys are grateful for. Also, if you guys are watching the recording, express in the comment section what city you guys are tuning in from, and also what are you grateful for. Every day we must be in a state of gratitude. Gratitude, I always say, is my everyday attitude. Every day I'm looking to be in a state of gratitude. No matter the case, no matter the situation, no matter the circumstance, I'm always grateful. And I believe that's what's truly set me apart and taking me to a whole nother level, is just being in a constant state of gratitude. And so I wanted to talk about today the cash flow quadrant. A great breakdown of this is within the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki is the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he breaks down the cash flow quadrant. This is what I heard when I first came into business back in 2019, late 2019, early 2020. And it was that 95% of the world is out there working for money, whether that's being employed. All right, how many of us know somebody that's employed? Or how many of us know somebody that's self-employed? All right, and this is 95% of the world's population. And this is why I kind of even got into credit as a whole as well, because I'm like, 95% of the world only owns 5% of the world's wealth, while 5% of the world they own not only 95% of the world's wealth. So how is it that this small percentage of individuals own such a large scale of the world's wealth? And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, if it's got to be, things that we weren't taught. And when it comes to consumer law, we were not taught consumer law. We were not taught how to discharge debts. We were not taught our rights as consumers. We were not taught these things. And so it seems abnormal. It seems a lot of times out of reach. We were not taught that we can invest in the real estate and that we can put our money together and start a fund and invest our fund within cash flowing, income producing assets, right? We were not taught these things for a reason. And that's why 95% of the world's wealth, population owns wealth, right? So this left-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, they're all going out and exchanging their time for money. And that's just the biggest thing. You've got to create systems. You've got to put your money into cash flowing assets that are going to be making you money, whether you're there present or whether you're not there present. Because at the end of the day, we all had 24 hours in a day, and none of us can create more hours within a day. It's just unfortunate we're not able to do that. But what we can do is we can create systems. We can put our money into assets that are going to be making us money every tick of the clock. So I say that all to say, start investing. Find ways to invest. This is why we've launched, and this is what I've been working on this year. This is why you guys haven't seen me as much when it comes to educating you guys on credit. It's why I haven't gone live every day. I've been launching and working with real life business owners, real life, wealthy individuals that are looking to make their portfolio multiply even more. And they see what we've got, they like what we've got, and they're investing into what it is that we have. Because at the end of the day, men and women lie, but numbers do not lie. If I can show them a business plan where it's going to bring them X amount, on a return, they're going to tend to invest into what it is that we got going on, especially with our business credibility that we've built over the years, the tons of testimonies that we've created in the previous venture, in credit, prior to that even as well too. So what I want you guys to understand, if you guys are not a part of what it is that we are launching, y'all better start asking, how can you get a part of it? How can I also invest with you guys? Because we've got some big things that we've been putting together, and I want to make sure all of you guys are in tune with it. All right, we just ran a financial literacy blueprint call yesterday, and this is something that's open to the public. So I want to also remind you guys, if you guys are not within our public channels in the Discord, in the Facebook group, make sure to get access to such. Make sure that you guys are doing everything that you can to get on these calls, to get involved within our communities. So this left-hand side, once again, they're constantly working for money. The only way that they can get money is with them being there, with them clocking in. Even if they're self-employed. Being self-employed, a lot of people start a business or a company or a side hustle, and without them being there, they're still not, even if it's lash, as a lash tech and a cosmetologist, or you're doing the makeup, you're doing the eyelashes. If you're not there presently, physically, you're still having to clock in order for you to get paid. There's no systems in place. There's no money circulating without you being there. And so that's just what I want to shift your guys' perspective and mindset to. If you truly want financial freedom, if you want to be able to do the things you want to do whenever you want to do them, you've got to come up with systems, you've got to have a business, and you've got to invest. This is what's led me to traveling the world. Just getting back from Vietnam and Japan, I was out there the past 2 months, and I say this all to say it's taught me more than anything just traveling the world and seeing the world. And had I not started to start my own business, systematize my own company, that's why we've got the virtual assistants in the Philippines, invest my money, that's why we've been investing in crypto. We have a cold wallet ledger. I've been telling you guys to buy crypto time and time again. Right now it took a big dip as well too with the bombing of Iran and what took place with the US and them getting in the war conflict between Israel and Iran, and they bombed Iran, and when that happened and took place, crypto tanked. But what I want you guys to understand is that everything, even that we see in the news, all happens for a reason, and it's moving these markets, and you've got to learn how to invest and when to invest into these markets. You don't want to be buying at the highs, you want to be buying at the lows. You want to be buying when people are in these states of mind of worry, of anxious. Those are the times, scarcity, and when you want to buy. A mentor of mine told me when individuals are scared, when people are fearful, that's when you ought to be greedy. When people are being greedy, that's when you should be fearful. When everybody's buying crypto, when everybody's talking about crypto, that's probably when you should be a little wary. Okay, maybe I shouldn't buy right now. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin. When is everybody not talking about Bitcoin? When is everybody talking about what's going on in the world? Okay, maybe that's when we should buy. All right, so very simple. And so the right-hand side, they're business owners and investors, once again, and this is 5% of the world's population, and they own 95% of the world's wealth. So like I said, for me, men and women lie. Numbers do not lie. This is a system, and it's a matrix, and it's not been set up for you guys to become successful within it. That's why they teach you guys in school how to continue to stay employees. They don't really teach you guys about businesses and investing to the extent of what you guys can even get through mentorships, through courses, through learning from people that are actually doing it. A lot of these professors are not even actually doing it. So I say this all to say, learn how to invest, start a business, because this is what 5% of the world population is doing that owns 95% of the world's wealth. My mentor once told me, said, Antonio, you've got to learn how to make money work for you, or simply you will be working for money until the day you die. He said, no, Antonio, like you gotta go out and you gotta take a working cap, right? The working cap that, not the engineers, but the road workers, like a hard cap. You got to go take that working cap. All right, you got to take that working cap and you got to go take it off your hat, and you got to go put it on your money and say, go work for me. And now you got to go put your money to work, and now you come back a week later, a month later, and you're going to see that money's been growing for you, and you just continue to reinvest. And that same small percentage with that smaller account, the percentage of it growing over time is only going to compound. And he told me, do you know about compounding interest? He said compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, they said, Albert Einstein said, earns it. He who understands it earns it. He said compound interest is the eighth one of the world. Then he asked me, my mentor, he said, Antonio, would you rather have $1 million today or a penny doubled every day for 30 days? Right away, I thought to myself, that instant gratification, that programming, that, I need that meal. I need that meal now because I can turn that million to this tomorrow. Well, I think after about 30 days of a penny doubled every day for 30 days, it comes out to like 3 million or something around there. 3 to 5 million. But I say this all to say compound interest and you compounding your investments is what's going to truly build wealth. So a lot of you guys have a savings account. Well, that savings account can be your investment account. You guys can invest into assets that are going to be bringing in cash flow, where ultimately, come retirement, come 5-10 years down the road, depending on even what you guys just invest in the first place and which assets you invested into, could be even a shorter time. Now you guys have taken back the most valuable asset, which I believe is our time. That is something that we cannot get back. We can get back more money. There's an abundance amount of money. Time